Okie dokie. You ready for a little bit of Q&A? I'm going to start with Bernie77, who, as always, has given me a super thanks. This time 10 euros, and I appreciate it very much. Okay, so Bernie says, thank you very much again for this video. I am sorry about your loss. Hopefully you will get some new ducklings soon. So he asked, where do you come from originally? Originally, I come from Norway. I was born in Norway and I lived most of my life there. And he asked, how big is your farm? My farm is about 25 hectares, which equals, I think, 67 acres. And then Bernie asked, what are you doing for a living? Now, I have hinted towards this before, but I do work in the veterinary industry. I am not a vet myself, but I work in a clinical setting, and I appreciate my job very much. Where did you learn so much about farming? I don't think I know that much about farming, but I kind of look it up as I go. YouTube is my friend, Google is my friend, and I just ask people who know something about things I don't know anything about. So I don't know much about farming, but I am just inching my way forward with a healthy dose of optimism bordering on stupidity. So thank you very much again, Bernie, for your questions. And as always, for your super thanks, I am very grateful for it. Next question is from Han Yannick, who is wondering if I have a wilderness camera to survey the fox. No, I do not have one yet. I do want one. One of my neighbors has one, and he did catch the fox breaking into their chicken coop. And I got to see the footage, including the part where he ran out in his underwear with a shotgun, shouting and screaming. Angela asks me, have you considered installing motion censored lights to deter the fox? No, I haven't, because I don't think the fox is worried about lights, to be honest. He's been out and taking chickens in the middle of the day in front of people. So I don't think lights are going to deter him. And she also asks, what is your favorite genre of book and or television series? That's a good question. I don't really get to spend that much time reading or watching television. In fact, I don't have a television, but I do have a desktop computer. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos on it and not much else. I listen to audiobooks every now and then, especially considering I have a long way to drive to work. My favorite genre? That's a good one. I don't know. I have a thing for post-apocalyptic books, but not the zombie type, more the more realism. Let's see. Let's have a look at my Audible library. I have enjoyed some books by Kate Morton. I read a book by Alison Esbach called The Wedding People that I enjoyed I enjoyed her style very much. I did read a lot as a youngster. I had my own little library in my closet, and I was the only one who borrowed books from it. But I was a very nerdy child. Jennifer Congdon 4583 asks, "Hi Linda, do you maybe have a bobcat coming to the farm? I have lost chickens because of the bobcat. They can jump high easily. I have only 2 sheep and had the share worm them with ivermectin. You are smart to have the fecal analysis done and know what parasites are infesting your sheep. What worm medicine will you be using? Is the barber pole worm a problem in Sweden?" And Jennifer is writing from the US. The answer, Jennifer, is yes. The barber pole worm is a problem in Sweden. And it's the one that I'm worried about because we had quite a bit of it in the analysis. So I did worm them with ivermectin. It's called normectin. And hopefully that'll do the trick. I'm going to do a new analysis in less than a week, I think, and see if they're gone. As for the bobcat, not bobcat, we have lynx in Sweden. Not that many, but I know that there has been one in the area before. It could very well take chickens or ducklings. However, the reason why I still think it's a fox is because we have observed it killing chickens and ducks on several occasions. So I suppose it could be a lynx. Is this question from Scott, or is it from Olympia? Or is it from Scott from Olympia? Anyway, thank you for this question. It says, "I love your reflective and soft-spoken repertoire. Your English is superb. However, is it your second language? I wonder because I noticed some of our US expressions, as in several segments ago you said tits up. I would think that expression is unique to the US, yes? Did you live in the US for a time? If so, did you do college in the States? Curious then, what colleges, what major?" Yes, well, English is my second language. Or is it my third? I speak both Norwegian and Swedish. But Norwegian is my first language. And then English, we are all taught in school. I have never lived in the States. I have visited on several occasions. I did, however, spend 4 years in Scotland, believe it or not. I went to college, or uni, in Scotland, and I did a bachelor's degree in music, believe it or not. Now, I have this thing where I tend to copy or imitate the people that I'm interacting with. So I noticed when I'm speaking to you through the camera, I adapt a kind of not quite accent. So it's not quite American and it's not quite British. And it's got some Norwegian undertones, I've noticed. If I am visiting a different country, then I will, and it's involuntary. I just copy the people that I speak to. So although it was hard to do it in Scotland. But I had a really good London accent. And when I speak to Americans, it's a lot. You can still hear that I have an accent, but yeah, I'm a bit of a accent chameleon. Like I said, involuntarily, which is horrible when I travel to, say, Asia. I hope that answers your question. It's actually, I think it's a bit embarrassing, to be honest. I did live in Scotland for 4 years, but it is by far the most difficult accent to copy. So I was a bit of a fish out of water. Oh, but the most important thing, tits up. I do believe it's a British expression. Second World War? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, let's see. Who's next? Roland Johansson 7428 asks, är du från Norge? The answer is, om jag är. He asked me if I'm from Norway, which I am, originally. I have lived in Sweden for 8 years, I think. Sarah G, 1521, says, sorry about the ducks. Question, apart from being brilliant at dancing on the tractor, how did you learn to operate it and troubleshoot to fix it? I'm so impressed. Well, thank you very much for that. I don't know if I'm brilliant at dancing on the tractor, because it's very difficult to compare my skills to other people's tractor dancing skills. But I suppose I'll take a compliment. How did you learn to operate it? I think I spoke about that briefly in one of the very first videos. I think it was the third one. I had no idea what I was doing. You just make sure you're not around any thing of value, and you just try. It does help if you are used to manual gears, which I was. Erin Peterson, 7824. Do you have raccoons up there yet? Their population is increasing here in Germany. Good question. At this point, we don't have any raccoons in this part of Sweden. There are some observed in the southernmost parts of Sweden. They are considered an invasive species, so I believe hunters are encouraged to eliminate them. But no raccoons here. Floralee, beautiful Floralee 2020. I'm sorry you lost the ducklings. You will get new ones you can protect from the fox. It's so lovely to see how you enjoy dancing. Question, did you grow up on a farm? How was your childhood? Do you have any siblings? Hobbies? Do you knit or crochet? Lots of good questions there, Floralee. First of all, it wasn't a question, but yes, I will get new ducklings. Today I purchased 10 eggs from Peking ducks. So we're going to put them in the hatching machine and see what happens. And then for your Q&A questions. Did you grow up on a farm? No. My grandparents had a farm. and I went there not very often because it was far away from where I grew up, but like holidays and stuff. I loved it. I loved being around the cows, riding the tractor with my grandfather. And I did have cousins who grew up on a farm, but I didn't myself. My parents were more of the city dweller type. How was your childhood? That's a big question. Overall, it was good. But I was always a little bit different from other children, I thought, and I didn't make a lot of friends. I was a bit of a loner, and I had a great time reading and caring for animals, walking people's dogs, and I drew a lot. I drew horses mostly. But yeah, it was pretty good. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have siblings. I have a couple of wholes and a couple of halves, and I am the oldest. Do I have any hobbies? I think this is my hobby, YouTube. But in reality, farming is my hobby. That's what I enjoy in life, really. Now, Anna-Britta asks me if I have knitted my own sweaters. The answer is no, I do not possess that kind of magic skill. Most of all, I don't think I have the patience. But my knitted sweaters that you have all grown to love are knitted by my mother and by my stepmother. Both are very talented, and I enjoy wearing their sweaters a lot. Very comfortable, very warm, beautiful. Gary Onnen. Please tell me that a neighbor drove by as you were dancing on the tractor, please. A neighbor drove by as I was dancing on the tractor. No, actually, okay, yes, they did. My neighbors are used to all the weirdness that is going on here. And their nickname for me is Pippi, you know, Pippi Longstocking. And I proudly wear that nickname. Hej, bästa grannar! Peter, I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but it's part of the question seems to be a bit of my arsenal. I have a Mauser M18 Pro Max 308. And I have an old German side-by-side shotgun. I have a rather interesting question here from 72 Stones 43. Do you or your neighbors burn trash? Burning trash poisons our children. The answer to that, hang on. The answer to that is no. I do not burn trash because I have no reason to. In Sweden we are also very good at recycling. Let me introduce to you my bins. You sort paper, plastic, colored glass and uncolored glass, as well as food scraps, paper, like newspapers and stuff, metal, and other. There's even a little bin for light bulbs and batteries. Ooh, here's a question from my friend. Restoring the past. Oh, if I would consider collaborating on a video or a series sometime in the future. Definitely. Let's talk. Hi, Alexandra. Apart from where did you get the adorable sheep jumper? My mom. And where did you get the epic dance moves? I am curious about the foxes. Do farmers over there shoot foxes if they get into their hens? In Australia, if you have a fox on your land and you have a gun license, you can, as they are an introduced species. Well, they're not an introduced species here, I think, but you are allowed to hunt them certain times of year, most times of year, other than now when they have cubs, kids, I don't know what you call it, fox babies. However, if you catch a fox actively attacking your livestock, then you can shoot it regardless. I mean, we're all, every living being is just trying to look out for its own best interest. And I don't blame the fox for attempting to help itself to my farm animal buffet. And also I don't blame me for trying to protect it. So far the fox has outsmarted me, so I don't think it's an uneven playing field. Ooh, I got a question from What's Cold Doing? And he's asking one thing. Do you have a cover for your tractor exhaust pipe to prevent water running straight into your engine? Up there, you know, sometimes you see the flappy flap thingies. I haven't really thought about it. I see more tractors without one than with one, so I haven't really thought it completely necessary, but I suppose it's not a hard thing to fit. So I might look into that. I don't know if the correct name is Jean or Sean. Do you have a heart trap? Yes. Or it's called a lutein trap here. As you can see, grass is thriving in here. And I have been trying to catch the fox in this for such a long time. It never works. I have great luck catching my own cats and dogs in this thing though. So if you're looking to trap your pets, I give it a 10 out of 10. on the same theme, my good friend Harry, hi Harry, is asking what measures I am planning to stop this from happening again, other than the totally closed, enclosed chicken coop. I am planning to unalive it. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. AGRT 5689. Hi, I like your videos. Very inspiring. What is actually the minimum size of a farm to make a living from? Very good question. I think that in today's farming climate, if you want to be a small-scale farmer, you have to have several different streams of income. And specializing and marketing. Hi. Pork scratchings. Pork scratchings. I've had a couple of questions about why I have covered up these mounds of rock. It's a completely fair question, and I do agree it's much more beautiful without the grass and compost on top of them. However, it's for practical reasons. First of all, I don't want the smaller chickens or ducklings to be able to fall through the gaps. And second of all, I really want to maximize the space in terms of natural food. So grass can't grow on rocks, so I'm just helping it along a little bit. Well, maybe not grass, maybe just weeds, but chickens like weeds. So that's why. Nordlys jage. Is that what it says? Anyway, question is, did your late husband ever live on this farm? Do you ride your horse? How far north are you in Sweden? What's your favorite city in Sweden? And have you ever been to the Jokkmokk marknad? Thank you for all the videos. I love your channels. I thank you very much for that sweet comment. Good questions. My husband never lived on this farm. We had a small farmstead together, but it was very small. It had like a barn or a stable with 3 horse stalls, but it only had a garden and no land to speak of. But yeah, we were talking about getting a bigger place, such as this, and sadly, he didn't get to experience this beautiful place. Let's see. Next question was, do you ride your horse? The answer is no, I don't ride my horse. The reason for this is he is 3 years old and he has been too young. That said, You know, it has been my goal to make him a riding horse, trail horse. But to be honest, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I don't know if I have the time to break him in. And I also don't know if I actually have the time to ride him. So I'm currently in a position where I'm asking myself if it is indeed the right thing to keep him. My thought is, if I should have a big horse, it should probably be a working horse that I can use in the forest as well as ride, like Leonard. But it feels kind of, it doesn't feel good to think about selling him, because I had him since he was little. And the next question was, how far north are you in Sweden? I'm not that far north. I'm at the approximate level of Gothenburg, a little bit further north, but yeah, not very far north. As for your questions, if I have been to the Jokkmokk marknad, no, I have not. I have very rarely been up north in Sweden. I did go to Arvidsjaur for a wedding, not my own. The Reading Lemon says, I'm so sorry about your ducklings. I wouldn't have thought a fox could get in there either. That's just sad. Are you going to get more once the chicken run is complete? Yes, I am getting more. I'm not giving up. For the Q&A, are there any animals, ducks aside, that you would love to have but don't currently own? I love that question. The answer is yes, I want all of them. All the animals, give them to me. Oh, so many midges. Sorry for the likely mispronunciation of your username here. Sooth59. Couple of questions. How long will you keep the pigs before it is time to take them to the butcher? Will you harvest them yourself? They will be about 6 months old. And yes, I will harvest them myself. I will probably have one of my neighbors help out this first time. He's pretty skilled, but yes, that is the general idea and part of the self-sufficiency strategy. Of course, not looking forward to it, but you know, as a meat eater, this is something that I need to know how to do. Next question. Did you and your husband work on a farm prior to his passing? No, none of us, especially not him. He was born and raised city boy. What are your plans for the farm in the next 2 years? More crops, more animals, or both? Great question. Hopefully both. I mean, I want to grow and expand this place and exploit the resources in a sustainable manner. Exactly how it is going to look, I don't know yet. I know that it is difficult to make a plan and follow it the way my life is at the moment. But I shall do my best, and we're going to play things by ear a little, and we're going to make some tentative plans. Yeah. All the midges. Oh, Pat's wife, Kate. Hi, Kate. Yeah, I think I already answered this question. You were wondering how many acres of land I have there. About 66 acres. And some of it is these open fields, and I also have forest on all sides, as well as the actual house and gardens. Ooh. Good to hear from you, Kate. Can you hear the deer? It's barking like a dog. He's seen something. Maybe it's me. It's like a warning call. Wayne Evans from Paxos, Greece. That is so bizarre that someone is writing from Paxos, Greece. Anyway, sweetest message ever. Hi Linda, I look forward to Mondays because of you. That's bizarre and wonderful at the same time. I'm really glad to hear that. My question is, will you give up your day job eventually? Is that your goal? I wonder if the farm and YouTube will be enough to sustain you, or maybe you have other plans. Whew, I don't have any specific plans. Like a lot of other things in life, I am kind of just playing it by ear. Now, that said, I really like my job. I have been looking forward to going to work every day for 6 years. And I have really great colleagues. Some of them are watching right now. Hi! I have been taking a few days off here and there, and I hope that maybe that could work long term. To be honest, it is a lot to do both the farm, YouTube, and my job. So I don't have a good answer. I really like this YouTube thing. It feels valuable both to me and actually to some of you, which makes me feel useful. I would certainly love to spend more time on it. The way it is now, I am only barely making it work. So the videos are a lot less planned than I would like. And I would also like to, spend more time on cinematography and editing, which is something that I really enjoy, but don't have the time to perfect. I think that YouTube and the farm could sustain me, potentially, but it would require a lot of... I am not sure how big this YouTube thing could be. I'm not doing any educational videos, and let's face it, there are many creators who are doing a lot more interesting stuff than what I am doing. But I'm just glad that some people actually enjoy what I do. Okay, I'm sorry, not the most concrete answer there. Swell Kitchen would like to know more about my backstory. I've broached this subject before, and I avoid giving out too much information about myself. Not that I'm very stalker worthy, but you know, you never know. And it's not a secret that I live on my own, so I don't want to leave enough clues to make it easy for weird people to find out where I live. Sure, I'll share some things. Born in Norway, 1980. Always the weird kid, kept to myself. Loved animals, obsessed with animals actually. Always dreamed of living on a farm. Education in music. I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I have not played an instrument for many years. I have worked in very different areas. My first job was in a photo shop. You know, back when photo shops were actually shops where people had their pictures developed. And I saw a lot of weird pictures. What else did I do? I've done everything from working in a grocery shop. I have been an artist manager. I've worked in fish exports. And I worked in an art gallery. So there you go. Something about my background. I was just about to hit the upload button for this video when I noticed I hadn't replied to the juiciest of your questions. And who am I to deprive you of that? And it obviously gives me something juicy for the title or thumbnail or something. Anyway, Jody Glenn. I'm not sure how long since you lost your man, but my question is, are you or will you date and or marry again? I also wonder what you'd like to do for fun and what your hobbies or leisure pursuits are. Glad you're getting the sheep all sorted. What treatments do you use? Ivermectin is popular here in Canada. I'm treating my sheep with normectin, which is ivermectin, so pretty much the same thing. And that was the answer to the question that everyone is asking themselves. Okay. It's will you date or marry again? I lost my husband in 2019 to cancer. I met him in 2015, so at this point I have been a widow for longer than I have been married. But I have not dated again. My husband actually encouraged me to he wanted me to, be looked after. But it's all about meeting someone who can bring something extra into your life. And to be honest, my life is pretty full, and I can do stuff on my own, and I'm happy on my own. It would have to be someone that adds value to my life, and someone who I can do the same with. And yeah, so we'll just have to see. Okay, let's get back to uploading this video. If, God forbid, I forgot to answer your question, please let me know so that I can make it up to you. But now, let's get this video uploaded.